Ernie, thank you, and welcome to the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, the current home of the Hornets. But for how much longer? Well, tonight at the Charlotte Coliseum, Game 3 for the Hornets and the New Jersey Nets. The Hornets want to keep their stay in this city as long as possible, but they need a win as they trail the series 0-2.
Jason Kidd came over early and showed a double team, and then he went away. Eldon, as you described, just was patient, backed his way right into a layup.
And already with 8 points, and Kidd to Martin. A connection that's worked very well all season long.
Well, Paul Silas talked to us about that this morning. Mike talked about when you overplay and try and deny Jersey the ball, they're very good at changing direction and going to the basket. Backdoor look right to the rim for Kenyon Martin.
And you see the look on Kidd's face. You have no idea the pass is coming.
George Lynch not even looking to take that shot.
And they're playing awful. Almost daring him to do it. Knocked away from Kidd. He's had about 3 deflections already. Van Horn, alley-oop to Martin. And the defense leads to easy opportunities down the other end to Jersey.
Jason Kidd, as always, head up and looking up the floor. Keith Van Horn, he's a big man, but he's got a nice passing touch. Kenyon Martin knows what to do near the rim.
Charlotte lead, just over 2 minutes remaining. Lucius Harris had that great game too, and as you mentioned, he's actually the leading scorer in this series. Granted, it's only 2 games, but not the guy you expected to see up there.
No, and he made a huge play, Mike, in game 1.
David Wesley and Eldon Campbell coming up huge in the opening quarter. So the Hornets down 0-2, return home, and have a 10-point lead after 1. 6.
Lou Lamoriello heads up the Devils and the Nets. You think he'd want maybe Todd McCullough?
Played very strong in game 1, a little quieter in game 2. He has to have a strong offensive game. Van Horn, nice drive, and he continues his aggressive play in the postseason.
And the story at the end of the regular season was Keith Van Horn's had a good year, but he needed to play a little bit better.
First half. Davis. You can tell that foot's bothering him, just doesn't have that quick first step. Here comes Jason Kidd, although Davis knocks it away from behind. And David Wesley is hurt. They collided down the other end. Kidd and Wesley apparently banged heads, and both players really shaken up.
Paul Silas is calling for a timeout. They're going to take a 20-second timeout.
And you can see the blood coming from Jason Kidd. And Wesley also down, as the trainers quickly come out to try and help out. It's Timmy.
No, Paul Silas looked initially. This great effort. Jason's pushing the ball. Baron Davis hustles back in. And now the two of them, well, they just cracked right there. Jason Kidd was going full tilt. Looking at it right here. David Wesley reaches in. Well, that's some collision. And again, Jason had pushed the ball all the way from the opposite foul line. David Wesley's still down on the floor, being attended to by the team physician.
Kenyon Martin. There's Kidd walking back out. Martin gets inside, count it, and 1. Tough move from Kenyon Martin, who's been quiet tonight. Now has 8 points as Jason Kidd being escorted out. P.J. Brown, his second foul.
I don't think Jason's going to get the same warm reception that David Wesley got when he came out to warm up for the second half.
Well, that is a great sight to see him back out. You could see a welt over his eye, not a little one. Just the Band-Aids over the patch.
It's going to work on Jason right now. My point, Baron Davis struggling to shoot in the first half, but the steals he generates offense.
Come out.
Tim Walt's got the blood cleaned up.
Collision.
I think there's 2 parts to that. We're talking about the stitches in the blood. That's one issue. The other issue is, like David Wesley, he took a heck of a hit to the skull, so he could be dizzy. Got a lot of other problems beyond just the stitches.
Meanwhile, David Wesley has been out here the entire third quarter. Then rush the attempts. Davis blocked by Martin. That one very close to goaltending. We're at 2:26 remaining in the third. Charlotte by 14.
Barron goes into the lane, throws it up. That's on its way down. I'm sorry, they missed that one. No question it's on its way down. Again, Mike, we do such a good job.
Let's go over to Heather Cox.
Their Band-Aid, they're going to wait and see if they can stop the bleeding and get him back out on the floor.
All right, Heather, his team down by 18 right now as Kenyon Martin hits the jumper. Still, of course, plenty of time, over a quarter to play, but the Hornets have dominated this third period. Jason Kidd still feeling the effects of his head-on collision with David Wesley. And the Charlotte Hornets scored 33 points in the third quarter. Baron Davis coming up huge. 13 of his 21 in this third period. Hornets in good position. 3 quarters complete in Charlotte. The Hornets by 15. Kidd, as you see the before and after.
Since the injury, Jason Kidd obviously mustn't be in too much pain with him. He's got stitches. There was an awful lot of blood. But if it's as simple as you can call it, a gash over the eye, and all it is the stitches, he doesn't have a headache or anything, I think he stays with Jason a little bit longer.
That's the time where you just trust your...
Jason Kidd, excuse me, Mike, continues to keep the ice pack on his eye. Doing that for 2 reasons. One, the pain.
Collision in the final seconds of the first half.
David West is probably going to feel a little bit better than Jason.